We're going to dive into the Saya Galam technique. It's my favorite technique, and it can create beautiful designs on clothes, curtains, cushions, or anything else you'd like to have hand painted. Saya Galam creates very attractive effects on many different colors. For example, it looks lovely on pink, on white, and even in reverse on black fabric. You can use white paint with this same technique. To transfer the design, use the method we explained before. Transfer your design onto the fabric, and then we'll start the Sia Galam process, including shading and details. I'll explain all of this as we go along. We pour the black paint into our Egwell palette and dilute it with water as needed. Dilute it enough so that when we dip the brush and flick it vertically, which is a technique I've explained in previous tutorials, the paint should move smoothly across the fabric. It shouldn't be so thick that it sits on the surface. It needs to soak into the fabric. Now, I'll begin. I've put the paint in the palette and added enough water to it. As much as possible, the brush should be held relatively vertically. If the brush is tilted, these parts will also transfer paint to the fabric and ruin the work. The design will get messy. We'll start with just the tip of the brush. Work very gently on the fabric with very light pressure. First, we'll outline the design starting from one point and defining it. And keep it real light. The pressure must be very light so that only a faint trace of paint is left on the work, because some areas need to remain light. Now, look at the model for the section we just started, or work from memory if you prefer. We'll start with the dark areas first. We'll begin with that same flicking motion, but keep the strokes very short. The lines shouldn't be too long, especially on birds, animal fur, or eyes. It's crucial that these strokes aren't too long. Start flicking those lines, and in the darker areas, repeat the process to get the desired depth of darkness. As we move towards the lighter parts, we'll repeat it less and use even lighter pressure. We dip the tip of the brush into the paint. And with those same short flicking motions, we create our dark areas. Using this brush flicking technique for paint and highlights and shadows really helps to capture the detailed texture and natural appearance of bird feathers or animal fur. By applying this method, you can more effectively bring out the subtle qualities and depth in your subjects. In the lighter areas, these lines should be noticeably fainter and fewer in number. For the beak, you don't need to use the hair-like flicking technique. You can simply move the brush slowly over your work to create the highlights and shadows. Because the texture of the beak is different from the body, and this won't ruin your work. When you're doing monochrome work, it's better to have a black and white reference photo next to you. This makes it much easier to see the highlights and shadows than with a color image. If your original is in color, be sure to get a black and white print or copy of it. To ensure a clean result, pay attention to the angle of your brush. It should be as close to 90 degrees as possible, meaning perpendicular to your fabric. Start by working on the darkest areas first. Then move on to the midtones and finally the light areas that you had left completely blank. You might need to add some very faint lines in certain areas. The eye is just like the beak, like the bird's beak. Its texture is different from the body and the feathers. There is no need for flicking the brush. Just apply dark colors where you see dark areas. And do not apply any color to the light areas so you can use the natural brightness of the fabric. When you are going to use the charcoal technique on colored fabrics, in certain areas, adding a lighter shade of the fabric's color or even white can make the charcoal technique look really striking and beautiful.